Hello, everybody. My name is Rosie Coronado. I'm here again with you in this session. And today we will be covering our intercompany solution. Okay, so what is that? You maybe haven't heard that Boyum has acquired intercompany solution. And what it is, it will help you save a lot of time if you have, for example, a headquarters and then you have some other companies and you need to talk to each other. So today I'm going to give an intercompany overview. I'm going to show you a little bit on the database setup because it's really very simple and straightforward. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the master data synchronization and what scenarios you can have with intercompany. So as I said, it's really for a company. I have this headquarters here, and then I have three different, I call them a children company, and I need to talk to them. I want to share data. I want to create maybe a business partner on this one database when I create one in the headquarters. You can configure that and the system will do it for you. So what that does for you, of course, you save a lot of time because it's like having spreadsheet. You have two databases. Oh, I'm going to do something here. Now I have to do it on the other database. No, you don't need to do that anymore because with the intercompany, you tell it, okay, when I set up this item, yes, I'm going to tell it to send it to my other database too. Or if it's an item, for example, you don't want to go to the other database, to the target database, then you, of course, tell it not to. So you still have full control over it, over what do you want to synchronize. Okay. So master data synchronization, it's business partner items. And then as you can see here, and I will go into the system, you decide which fields do you want to synchronize, okay? Maybe only the code, maybe the name, maybe the foreign name, and that's it, and some properties. You decide which fields you want to synchronize to your other company. So here you see master data synchronization, very important. You have on the master data now, on the business master data and also on the item master data, another field here. This is called intercompany synchronize. So again, as I said, I'm putting in a new item. Do I want to synchronize it or not to the other company? So again, you have full control. Then you have different scenarios. So you have, for example, if I create an error invoice, in the headquarters, I wanted to create an AP invoice in my target document. Okay, same with credit memos. So here you see your scenarios you can automate and it will do it for you. You don't have to think about it. And of course, the other company will see right away, oh, there's an AP invoice we have to pay. And of course, what's absolutely wonderful is that you also have this relationship map. After you do an intercompany transactions, you right click on your document and you will see what happened. And you see it's color coded, which I always like. So you know, hey, which document did I create here and which one is from the other database. So you have the supply database, that's your headquarters, and then you have the target database. So warehouse to warehouse, again, you want internal trading. Maybe you want something from the subsidiary company, okay? The headquarters is asking for some material. So again, you can do warehouse transactions. You can create a purchase order, maybe, and then in the headquarters, and then of course it will create a sales order maybe on your target document and in your subsidiary company. So, you know, I call it target company or subsidiary or a child company. So whatever you want to call it, but I think you understand. So you have the headquarters and then I always said, then you have your children databases. Okay. So you absolutely can do warehouse transfers. Then you can do a scenario is also dropship without stock, and then there is dropship with stock. And those graphs are very nice. It really explains to you what you have to do, what is automatic, and there is different scenarios. And it's up to you how you want to handle those, okay? So let's go into the system and look at it. It's always more fun to check it out, right, in the system than me talking forever. So I have two databases open. And you see right here, this is my headquarter database, the pinkish one, and there's the yellow one. That's my target document, target database. So let's go to this one first. Though this is my headquarters, I have add-ons, and there is my intercompany add-on. And you see right here, this is where I would do my configuration. So you see you have the database configuration. I'm going to log in because you all are technical. You all understand SAP Business One, and you will understand that also. So there is my database configuration. I don't know why I did a little hiccup here. So there is my headquarters. You log in with your, manager username, SAP username, and this is my other database, subsidiary database, my child database, okay, my target company database, okay? So you set this up, then you go here to configuration. What this is where you tell the system which database is my headquarters, which database is my main database, okay? And also, so you guys know, all those databases are set up here. And you saw I only have one subsidiary database. Of course, you could have two or three also, okay? Then you have license administration. You guys know that. You always gotta have a license. Then there is my scenarios, okay? So as I mentioned earlier, so you have these different scenarios. Sales dropship, sales dropship without stock, with stock, without stock, error invoice to AP invoice, credit note to credit note. Okay, and I'm saying my main database is my headquarter database, and this is my target database. This is what you map here, which scenarios you need in your organization, which scenarios will help you save time, okay? And you just configure it here. And of course, if I have another target document, you do the same thing. You would say error invoice to target document, target database 2. So you can do more than one target database, okay? There's my scenarios. Then the master data synchronization. So this is what I said. You can do business partners, item, customer equipment card, or bill of material. So I have business partner here, I have item here, and you decide which fields you want to bring over to the target database, okay? And there's the item. Again, you choose the fields. And again, the beauty is you can also a SQL condition instead of checking the fields here, you can also write your own little query here. And this is actually the example I'm going to show you. And you see, I'm saying when I create an item, I'm going to synchronize it to my target database. And I say I synchronize the code and not the name. I did this on purpose. Okay, so we can see it live. Okay, so there is my master data synchronization. Then there's mapping. So you, of course, I have two databases right now. You could have three, you could have four, as I said. Then you say, okay, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna map those features, those this menu here. For example, business partner item group. I go in here and it says this goes to the target company. And if I go here, it opens up and you see this is my headquarters, the business partner groups from the headquarters. Those are the business partner groups from my target company, and I map them right here. So if I do, if it's distributors in my headquarters, it's going to be printers on my target document. Okay, So it can be different names, of course. This is where you do your mapping. And you do the same with your item groups, with your price lists, and so on. Okay, I'm going back here one more time because I forgot to show you something when you do your setup. We have great documentation, by the way, on this. If you follow it, you'll be perfectly good to go. Because I didn't have my 3 dots here, so I always forget. For example, AR invoice to AP invoice. You always have to open up that line and you say, in my headquarters, I'm using this business partner. This is my customer. And when I create the AP invoice in my target document, I'm using this vendor. Okay. And then you have some information here, what you want to, what you want to map on the header level, on the document end line level. And you see right here, some are already grayed out because this is stuff we need. Okay. So you go in here, the same with credit memo, same thing, which is the customer I use and which is the customer I use on the target document. So when you do your configuration, make sure you drill back here. So you have your configuration done. You maybe need only 2 scenarios. That's going to help you. Maybe you just do the documents, AP, invoice, and credit memos. So you don't have to do it twice. You do it here or call somebody or email somebody. Hey, can you put in an AP invoice for this and this? Or you send them the AP invoice or whatsoever. And it takes just way more time and more headaches. But now you can automate that. So let's do a couple examples. So I'm going to put a new item today into my inventory master data. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go to add mode and I'm going to call it, one underscore test 10. And I'm going to say it the same on the description. I always call it this, so I make sure I delete it later because of the demo. So I'm going to put a description here, and that's all I'm going to do. So now I'm going to click add here. Oh, I have mandatory fields with my usability package. Oh, and then I got to do this. Thanks for messages. I'm going to go in here. And what this does, this should create now the same. Oh no, it does not. It did not create it. And I tell you why. Because I did not click synchronize. So as I said earlier, I'm sorry I made this field so long. This here I need to check because I said earlier, you're flexible. Maybe there's items I don't want to synchronize, but I do want to synchronize this one. So now the system knows I have to synchronize this over to my target document. And guess what? There we go. It tells me also an internal message, and you can set up if you want to have that and who should get that. It says, hey, it was successful. So I'm going to go over here to my target document and I'm going to go to item master. And let me go here. And here it is. And see, it says there is no description. Remember, in my mapping, I said only do the code, no description. So just so you guys know, that's how it works. And see, the first time it didn't do it because I forgot to click that. I like that because not everything you want to synchronize. Okay. So now let's, for example, if I update maybe this here. So I'm going to put this to storage. Yes. And I'm going to update this. It's just easier to understand the group. So it has been updated. So here the item group was this because this item group, oh, it might was mapped to storage too. Let me see if it was. Yeah, it was the same. It was also item. So it did it. Let me see. Gosh, I don't know. Let me do printers. I think printers has a different code over here. I'm going to click update again. And I get that message. You decide who should get that message. And you will see if I There we go. Now it changed to printers. You see that? So I did something that was mapped to a different group. So that's what you can do. So you, of course, when you configure that in here, remember you say, when do you want to, I'm going to go in there one more time. Not here. I got to go to master data synchronization. Oh, not here either. I'm telling you wrong. There we go. Sorry about that. When I go here, you tell the system if you want to have it. Sorry about that. I'm clicking those two there always. If I go here in add and update mode, I forgot to mention that. Okay. So you say only when I add it or when I update. That's why when I updated the group, it also did it for me. Okay. So now let's do this. Let's do something more fun. So, I mean, this was fun, but let's do a purchase order. So I am going to create a purchase order over here in the headquarters. I am going to duplicate the last one just to be a little bit faster. I'm going to say data duplicate. I'm going to say yes. And I think that's my vendor. I'm going to see, oh, gosh, I forget sometimes. I need to write it down because I only have a couple of vendors. I need to name him InterCompany. And that should create a sales order over on the other side. So if I go here and I go to, there we go. I get my message, purchase order added, handled successfully. So I'm doing a sales order here. That means I want to purchase something from my target company. If I go here to sales order, there should be a sales order now. Today's the date, and you see right here that it created the sales order. So now I'm going to click here. Actually, I should have left it open. You always can go in here and see, oh, you know what? This was an intercompany transactions. I did a purchase order in my headquarters and it did in a target company. It created the sales order. And since I closed it down, I'm opening it up again and it does the same here. If you go here and you right click and go to intercompany relation, you will see that this will also have it. And you see the colors. So here is the headquarters is green here, and the target document. So what's happened is blue here, but it tells you in a very easy, simple way. Okay, and you know you can do the drop ship, and you can do the error invoice, and which creates an AP invoice. So we did a purchase order in the headquarters. It created a sales orders in the target document on my subsidiary. But now let's do one more example. Is the AR invoice. So I'm gonna do an AR invoice here on my headquarters because it's the headquarters. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna say data and duplicate it. And I'm going to do something else. I want to show you something really cool. I'm going to go here. This is my intercompany. And I'm going to add another item. I'm going to add this item. Okay. So, and there we go. Everything is good. I'm going to say add. I have it mapped, so it should do it automatically. Again, it's about saving time, or it's a batch item. I think I didn't do the batch item mapping. Let me do something. Let me delete this. I wanted to add actually an item. Let me do this one. It's probably serial line. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do this error invoice, and now it really should create an AP invoice on the other side. The one we did earlier, I did an a purchase order, it created a sales order on the other side. So, but you will have all this. There we go. And it goes so fast. Error invoice handling, failed. It's because of my, okay. Now, if this happens, what's really also very nice is, let's see what it is probably that item. You always have on the add-on here on InterCompany a log file. And it will tell you why it failed. It's that one item. I'm going to take it out. What I really wanted to show you, let me do another duplicate. What I wanted to show you is if there is an item on your air invoice that's not tagged as InterCompany item, then of course it will not go over to your target document. I just wanted to show you how smart it is, but I only configured a few items and I'm going to delete this and I'm going to click add here. And now it should be successful. But the log file is wonderful. So if something comes, first of all, the message tells you that it failed, and then you go into the log file and it tells you this is the reason why it did not go through. So this one was successful. And if I go here, this was an error invoice. If I go over here, you should have an AP invoice. Remember, we had the vendor set up for those items. Here it is. And again, you right click. If I can, there we go. Intercompany relation. It tells you right here. There we go. There was an error invoice in the headquarters, and it created the AP invoice here. Super cool. And of course, you would have it over here too. Okay. Again, the business partner you want to deal with, make sure they have, just like the items, when you set them up, you do an update, make sure you have them set as intercompany to synchronize it. And I had an error, so you always have this log file. And I absolutely like it. It's really good messages. It will tell you what it was. So there was this item code. There was something wrong with my item. There was some stuff I had, their bank account wasn't set up on maybe on another database and so on. It will tell you. And then you fix it and then you run it again. Also, guys, of course, there's this service running. Otherwise, it can't do stuff automatically. If you ever have a problem, you even have a button here to restart the service. But yes, InterCompany, it will help you tremendously on time savings, because you put in your scenarios, what do you want to automate it? I don't want to put an error invoice in and then an AP invoice on the other side, going back and forth between the two databases, working this one, working this one. Of course, I had it both open so you see it, and then it does it automatically. It will save you a lot of time. So that was our InterCompany today. And yeah, this is what was it for today. And I think we're going to go to Q&A.